if you've been looking at my feed recently, you'll know I've been reading a book and trying to capture some of my reactions as I've been reading, because I expected to have some emotions with this book, and I was correct. There's a lot of laugh, there's also a lot of tears, a lot of cursing. I very much wanted to inflict bodily harm on the authors. The book I've been reading is Kingdom by Jeremy Robinson and Kane Gilmore. This is book 9 in the Chess Team / Jack Sigler thrillers. It can be read as a standalone, but I think you lose some of that connection with the characters and why it's so emotional if you haven't spent the time getting to know them. Now, although this is book 9 in the main series, there are also spin-off series and novellas which do pad that out, and I do recommend doing them all because they are brilliant. But that being said, Kingdom does explain who everybody is, what the connections are, and when things start happening and reveals are made, what those reveals are and how that kind of feeds into it. So it's done really well in that regard. If you picked that up, I don't think you would be lost, but as somebody that has done them all, I think it really made it have more of an impact when things did happen. It was like, why are you doing this to me? So this book was always going to be special to me because this series is special to me. I mean, this was the series that introduced me to Jeremy Robinson. I picked up Call Sign King in 2011 because I was reading Sean Ellis and he was a co-author on the book, and there was all these references to other chess team members and the chess team, and I was like, I want to know more about these guys. So I went back and read the books, and obviously since, and just fell in love. I loved the fact that although it was a military action adventure series, there was, you know, the whole kind of paranormal sci-fi sort of element to it, which was so different to anything I had done, and really just loved the way those myths and legends came into modern day. And I mean, I can't say enough about how much I love this book, this series, these characters, and I think Jeremy and Kane have done a really great job with this last book of giving long-time readers some of that closure, I guess, that they've been looking for with certain characters and wanting things and whatnot. I don't want to ruin anything. Although this is the last book, I like that they didn't go down the route where it was like there is no coming back from this. You know, it is kind of done so that if they feel like, you know what, we've got another book in us, they can do so. But I liked that it also, if there isn't one, we're happy, you know, we're happy at where we're at. For me personally, there was a couple of things I would have liked a little bit more on, but otherwise absolutely brilliant. Highly recommend. I cannot wait for the audiobook, and yes, I very much anticipate sobbing again. So, thanks for that. So that was recorded in December 2023. I have held on to it for almost a year, basically weren't sure when the audio was going to release, and then I was like, am I going to have to re-record it because I'm wearing a Christmas jumper? And as it turns out, the book released at the end of November, so perfect time. So I knew, listening to the audio, that I was probably going to be upset for the things that happened, even though I knew they happened, because some of it was a gut punch. That did remain true. Jeffrey Kafer did a great job bringing these characters back to life. There was one moment that was like, ugh. And I mean, there were a few moments like that, but there was the one that really impacted me, and I think just because of the things that happen and how long I've been reading and listening to this series, that it was just like, oh my god, why? Absolute fantastic. I know I said it can be read as a standalone. I personally wouldn't read it as a standalone. It is a series and it needs to be done in order. That being said, at the beginning there is a extensive recap to catch you up for if you haven't read the books in a while or if you are new to it. But I'll tell you, once you've done it, you're going to want to go back and do them all again. I adore this series. It is one of my go-tos. I mean, I named my dog after a character in this series. I love it. And every time I listen to a book, it's like a visit from a friend. And so when bad things happen to those friends, there are issues. But this is so much fun. Solo narrated by Jeffrey Kafer. You should go check it out.